Hi guys, and welcome back to 101 with Frank Pinson. We have the main lady right here, Mrs. Marlen Rodriguez Sandoval of the Greenhouse. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. So let's jump right into this thing. What is the Greenhouse and what is it that you guys do?
Sure. So the Greenhouse is a child advocacy center and also a sexual assault center. And what that means is that we serve children, families, adults in the community who have been victims of child sexual abuse, extreme physical abuse, or adult sexual assault.
Okay, that's right. I know some people may be familiar with the logo here, but while we show this, what are some of the things that you actually do there, and how long have you been there?
So I am coming up on my 1 year there. I started in February of last year. I am the bilingual advocate, and part of my responsibilities and what my job entails is assisting victims and their families when they are facing a rough time after a disclosure of abuse.
Okay, so that's right. So let's take it back a little bit here. Okay. TBT. So where'd you grow up? What high school did you go to? Any shout outs, anything?
Sure. So I grew up in Chatsworth. I went to Murray County High School. Shout out to all the teachers there. And after high school, I went on to Dalton State College.
You went to Dalton State. So while you were there, what did you major in, and what led you to major in that?
Okay, so I majored in social work. I wanted to choose a field where I could always be working with families, children, adults, and social work was just really a good fit.
Okay, that's good stuff. So can you talk about your most recent works? What is it that you have?
So after I left Dalton State, I went to the University of Pittsburgh to get my master's there in social work, focusing specifically on mental health and therapy.
How'd you like that cold weather up there in PA?
Well, I'm glad to be back in the South.
You don't like that snow up there?
No, I do not.
Okay, so let's jump into some of the things that you guys do here.
Yes.
I have a picture here of you guys' flyer. Let's jump into some of it. So what is it that you do at your groups? So
this is actually a new group that we will be starting this month, and so kind of why I'm here is to highlight it. We are hoping to be able to expand our adult services since we are also a sexual assault center with therapy and specifically this adult support group. The adult support group will be open to anyone who has been a victim and survivor of abuse and who would like to really join this group for support. The group will assist with a variety of different topics to aid in their healing.
Okay, so I know you guys normally do a lot of things with the kids or the youth, so is this the first thing out here for the community for the adults?
Yes, in the community setting, yes. Now we've always offered services to adults, more of an individual basis, but this is a service that we have been seeing that has been needed in our community. So we're spearheading this year, hoping to get support and turnout from the community.
Okay, so let's say I'm there. Let's talk about some of the things that we'll do. I know you guys do some healing activities. Can you talk a little bit about that and some of the symptoms of trauma?
So a support group for adult survivors really entails providing a safe space for people who have a shared experience. That's part of the healing, being able to connect and not feel that they are isolated or alone after having experienced this. But it also serves as an educational component for them, for people to learn how trauma affects their bodies, their minds, their souls, and kind of really get to learn how to master those coping skills that we will be teaching in our support groups.
So how's the environment for one there? Is it like a classroom setting, or do you get to kind of speak your mind? How will it work?
A support group is facilitated, and I will be the facilitator, but it's really about group dynamics, about each member supporting each other and bouncing ideas and advice and just ways to cope with their
So while you're there, when and where are the groups?
So we are starting out at the Matt Gaston Community Center. It's really a great center location for our community. I will say all of our support groups will be confidential, so once that group is formed, we will be a cohesive group that will meet every other Thursday. And then as we progress, we'll be providing different support groups throughout the year.
Okay, and you won't be hungry there. I know you guys offer some snacks and all that good stuff.
So since it's an evening group, hopefully after people are out of work, we'll definitely have some coffee to keep us awake and then some snacks to keep us through.
Okay, so to be able to offer classes like this, I know over at the greenhouse, you guys need funding, correct?
Yes.
Is the capital campaign going? I know you guys have the Phantom. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so we definitely have a variety of funding sources that we like to reach out through to the community. The Phantom fundraiser is, I think, coming to an end. We've got really great support from there. We also do our annual butterfly ball, which is coming up in April, and then our capital campaign is definitely going to, get off the ground this year as we're looking for more space to be able to provide more services.
And shout out to Natima Walker. She came on the show and promoted. How you doing, Natima? Okay, but so like I say, how can people contact you all to be able to donate?
They can always call the greenhouse. Our phone number is 706-278-4769. They can speak to any of our staff there if they're interested in donating, volunteering, or just learning more about the greenhouse.
Okay, so the greenhouse is kind of like a safe haven or whatnot. Where you give strength and power to others or whatnot, and like I say, it's a safe haven. So with that being said, we like to play games here sometimes on one-on-one with Frank Pinson, so I'd like to challenge you to a game, okay? What our game is going to be is, you guys are going to love this, a thumb wrestle war. You guys see that? Look at that. Okay, so growing up, my favorite wrestler was Sting, so I'm Sting right now.
Okay, I don't know who I am, but we'll play.
Okay, there's Sting right there. You see Sting? Okay, so wait. We always have to do something. So if I win, you guys have to name an activity after me in honor of Frank Pinson. If I lose, I'll put on, I'll be a release valve, and you guys can kick me and all that good stuff at the classes, okay?
All right.
Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Come on, Sting. Come on, Sting.
1, 2, 3.
No, that was too easy. Okay, so let's get back into this thing. So, are there ways for people to either volunteer if they can't donate their money? How can they volunteer their time or efforts with you guys?
Definitely, we are, as we're growing and adding more support groups, adding tutoring and other activities for children. We're always looking for volunteers, even at our agency, which is on Morris Street. Upkeep of our facility would be great. So if you're interested, again, just call the greenhouse, and we'd love to have you.
And what's that number again?
It's 706-278-4769.
Okay, so once again, if someone thinks or is concerned about a kid who may be being abused, how should we report that? Should we go to the parents and say this isn't right, or is there a protocol to doing that? What do you think?
There is a protocol. What I tell people to do if I have a call from a community member, school teacher, counselor, something like that, is always to make a report as mandated reporters. You can always make a police report, but you can always call the DFACS child abuse line, and that is 1-855 Georgia Child, GA Child.
Can you say that one more time?
Yes, that is the Child Protective Center at 1-855 GA Child. GA
Child. So probably the best thing to do is either go to the school and talk with a counselor about it, what's your concerns, or can they come to you all?
The best thing to do is to make a police report and then to make the report through the DFACS Center.
Through the DFACS Center, okay. So is there anything new we should be on the lookout with either you or the greenhouse?
Just keep an eye out and listen in the community, share this information as we grow and add more support groups. If you're interested in joining, if you would like for us to offer a different type of support group for something that you would like services for, give us a call and we'd be happy to do it. We're really hoping to be able to provide a holistic approach to the whole family at the greenhouse.
So before we get you out of here, any words of advice to kids who may be going through something out there?
Definitely. I'd like to say that it's not your fault, it's never your fault, and please always find an adult to tell. Okay, that's good stuff there. So thank you for coming. Thank you for having me. I can't thank you enough for coming. Guys, be sure to support the greenhouse here, okay? So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our next guest.